Welcome learners to this session of BA Honors English Part 3, Paper 7. Topic is The Tiger and the Deer by Maharishi Aurobindo. I'll read out the poem. Brilliant, crouching, slouching, what crept through the green heart of the forest? Gleaming eyes and mighty chest and soft, soundless paws of grandeur and murder. The wind slipped through the leaves as if afraid lest its voice and the noise of its steps perturb the pitiless splendor, hardly daring to breathe. But the great beast crouched and crept and crept and crouched a last time, noiseless, fatal, till suddenly death leaped on the beautiful wild deer as it drank, unsuspecting, from the great pool in the forest's coolness and shadow. And it fell and, torn, died, remembering its mate, left soul in the deep woodland, destroyed the mild, harmless beauty by the strong, cruel beauty in nature. But a day yet come, but a day may yet come when the tiger crouches and leaps no more in the dangerous heart of the forest, as the mammoth shakes no more the plains of Asia. Still then shall the beautiful wild deer drink from the coolness of great pools in the leaves' shadow. The mighty perish in their might, the slain survive the slayer. He was born in India as Aurobindo Ghosh on 15th of August 1872, Calcutta. He died on 5 December 1950 in Pondicherry. He was a yogi, seer, philosopher, poet, and Indian nationalist. He attended the best public schools in London and later in Cambridge. When he returned to India in 1893, he worked in Baroda for 12 years as a teacher, as private secretary to the Gaikwad of Baroda, and finally as vice principal of the Baroda College. During the years, he immersed himself deeply in Indian culture and learned Sanskrit as well as several modern Indian languages. He wrote all his major works in English. It became clear to him that the Indian civilization could not regain its full stature as long as India was under foreign occupation. He became the first Indian intellectual who publicly proclaimed that complete independence from Britain should be the primary aim of Indian political life. Sri Aurobindo left Baroda in the year 1906 and moved to Calcutta, where he soon became one of the most outspoken leaders of the political movement for Indian independence. He was imprisoned in 1908. 2 years later, he fled British India and found refuge in French colony of Pondicherry. He devoted rest of his life to the development of his integral yoga, which was characterized by its holistic approach and its aim of a fulfilled and spiritually transformed life on earth. His main work consists the life divine. The Tiger and the Deer is a short and philosophical poem which deals with the opposites like good and evil, life and death, innocence and experience, the strong and the weak. It begins with the description of a tiger right from its physical attributes like the gleaming eyes, mighty chest, soundless paws, through its gait, crouching, slouching, representing terror and magnanimity of the tiger. The wind is cautious, not to disturb the silence and splendor of the forest, and the sudden, unprepared leap of death of the wild deer as it drank from the great pool in the coolness and shadow. With death comes the accompanied sense of the lonely partner. Thus follows the death of the mild, timid, harmless beauty, the deer, by the strong, cruel beauty, the tiger. The poet strikes a balance between the two opposite forces. The killing of the deer by tiger suggests the death of the positive, healthy values of life. This could be further elaborated as the cruelty of modern civilization, a materialistic mind, modern science, and fashion. On an ethical and mystical plane, this suggests the mass neglect of the voice of soul by the various waves of the mind. The poet is very optimistic about love and peace. He ensures that in spite of the various blows of death and darkness, life is a thing to be enjoyed. He foretells the bright future when he says, the tiger and deer will drink water from the same pond. The poet is impartial and in a state of perfect harmony with nature, a reminder of his vast knowledge of the Vedas and the Upanishads. Sri Aurobindo sums up his poem by the line, the mighty perish in their might, the slain survive the slayer. History is replete with the fact that the strongest, the mightiest get extinct. Metaphorically, it is true for human beings as well. The powerful will weaken eventually, and a time will come when the weak will survive. Like Jesus Christ saying, the meek are the blessed, for they shall inherit the earth. Thank you.